my settings and just.
Oh, Lisa, you're back. You're okay. You're all right. Just unplug it. When in doubt, unplug it.
Yeah, I'm going to take the internet off. Bye.
Poor thing. Take care, love. All right. Okay, we start recording. So, okay, I have to preamble. Here's my preamble. Look at, I put love first in everything I do. No question, no mistake. And I believe there maybe are nefarious people in the world. I just don't look at it that way. I kind of look for the good and at the good in everybody. But I'm also pragmatic, and this really matters to me. I think sometimes we can get a little airy-fairy with purposefully always coordinating something or someone to the best possible light, even if it's at a detriment to us. And the detriment to us is an operative point in all of this. What is my point of saying all of that? The number of people I have built a relationship with online, who then I've met offline, and who they are online is an absolute direct representation of who they are in real life. That's a very small list of people. And Martha is one of them. Probably one of the 3 or 4 in my lifetime. And I had the occasion, I mean, gosh, Martha and I have been kind of cajoling back and forth on Facebook for several months now, but I had the opportunity of meeting her 3 weeks ago in California at the Steve Sims event. Oh my God, she's so amazing. And her husband, also Mike, an amazing person. So the opportunity of having Martha back, we don't have repeat guests on a regular basis, as you all know, but I was just stricken with how real she is and who she presents herself as online is so exact to who she is in real life. It all catalyzed me to reach back out to Martha and say, hey, can you come back on? Because my tribe loves you and I love you to death. And you're really smart on top of it all. So could you teach them some cool stuff? So Martha, thank you for donating the hour. I know it's not easy. You guys are going crazy in your business right now, but thank you so sincerely.
Yeah. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. That is a glowing testimonial of how we live. And I think just to be able to appreciate that in somebody else means that it exists in yourself as well, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's just really cool. I enjoy you so much. You guys were like, I think we were kind of stuck together, like both of us as couples were kind of gravitating. We're like, okay, we're gonna be over here. And it was just, it's really fun. You guys, you know that whenever you meet real good, authentic people out in the wild, that you cling to them with everything, right? Because there's a lot of Swiss cheese folks out there, and God bless them, but it's just, we can't get super close to people like that. It's not safe. And so it's just really nice to have friends like this. And so today, did you want me to drill down on affiliate marketing and like how to run it alongside what they're doing?
This is a good question.
Because we could just do a hand raise on what we want to do here.
That's also true, because Martha's a huge smarty pants. But Queen Kayla just messaged me like 10 minutes ago. And she said, here's an idea of what Martha can talk about today. She said, build your authority in your industry while injecting goodwill and adding an income stream for the heck of it.
For the heck of it. You like how I throw for the heck of it on the end of my titles?
I love it. Queen Kayla for the win. That's a great title. If you're good going with that, I'm great going with that.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Do you need slides, by the way? Because I've given you a screen share if you want it.
I don't do slides.
Yeah,
it's just me. It's me, and you have a pen and paper and you're recording later, I'm sure. So that's how we do this thing. I don't like for my head to be all little on the top, you know? Like I just want a full head, a full like this. And then you just, I don't know, it's just my thing. And then for slides, you have to think about the slides. Like, where am I? It's confusing. Anyway, so
produce them on top of it all. And that's the part that just drives me crazy. So yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. Okay. So creating authority in your industry, which everybody knows that we need to do. But how do we do that? Like the way in which I do it is I don't run ads myself, and no shade on anybody that does. There's value in running ads, right? But I don't do them. And so I create authority in my industry in a very organic way. But then I also have this additional income stream that it creates kind of on top of it. Do we have somebody unmuted maybe?
Yes, let me see if I can get to that.
Okay.
I think it's you, Ruth, I got you. There you go.
Oh, thank you so much.
You bet.
So we know that we need to create ourselves as an authority, but let's all first understand that when we create ourselves as an authority, we're not faking something. We're just illuminating that we're an authority in this, because we're not picking what we're doing and how we're serving people without knowing what the heck we're talking about. We're not charlatans. We're not going out there and saying like, I want to make money in this niche, and so I know everything. And so there are people like that. So the nefarious folks and the people that, there are people out there, like, unfortunately being taught to do that, where they create these narratives that now they're a big deal, or they pay a bunch of money to get a bunch of likes and followers and and then like now they're a big deal. And what we need to do instead is we need to do it in an organic way. And what I'm going to be talking about here is how functionally. So I'm a big fan of tactics, right? The do this, do that, wash, rinse, repeat. I love systems, because systems are fail proof, right? So if we do the thing, we should get the result, hence the whole frozen pizza situation, right? So everybody that takes a frozen pizza out of the fridge, or freezer, they should be in the freezer first. But when you take the pizza out of the freezer, everybody takes it out of the box, right? Everybody can do that. Everybody takes it out of the plastic. Everybody can do that. Everybody puts it in the oven, bakes it at a certain time, depending on your altitude. I do understand that's a thing. But then whenever the pizza comes out, it's all going to be relatively similar. And so that's a really good system. In my opinion, a system isn't really a system unless everybody can do it. There are people that will say system, like, this is a system, do 1, 2, 3, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, well, okay, 1 works against my ethics, so I'm not going to do it. Okay, well, you already don't have a system, right? You have a series of events, but you do not have a system, right? And so what we're going to go through today is a very simple system, and it's free, which everybody likes, right? And it's going to set you apart from everybody else in your industry. And I also happen to be an SEO absolute geek. Okay, so I used to work at GoDaddy for a little over 5 years, and I developed this weird sense of, I understand the Google route algorithm in such a way that it's almost like a cellular thing. I can understand updates that happen on Google, like I see it before they announce it. And so what we're going to do is we're also going to play with this algorithm, or rather not play with, because I don't want to act like we're faking anything. We're feeding. We're going to feed the algorithm what it's looking for, so it'll be a happy little monster that puts our websites near the top. And why does that matter? Because when you're searching for a solution that you're actually ready to take a next step on, where do you go? Google. And so the first page of Google, great. Second page, meh. And then we start to go into, in the industry, we have this incredibly morbid joke, where do you hide a dead body? And it's the third page of Google. And so we need to be on the first 1 or 2 pages of Google in order for people, as they're looking for people that, if they look for the solution that we provide, they're going to find us. And even better than that, if we own those pages, so if they just see us over and over and over and over again in that search, who do you think they naturally are inclined to at least look more into? Maybe they're not going to work with you immediately because people are still skeptical, and they should be, and blah, 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 but they're going to learn more from you. But they're going to click on your stuff first because they see yours the most. It's human nature, right? And so not only from and then we're going to inject goodwill as well. And then also we're going to have an additional income stream. So we're doing all of that in like the next, how much time? 46 minutes. Is everybody ready? I talk fast. Are we all okay with this?
Yes, absolutely.
Is anybody freaking out yet? Okay. All right. So let's go. So the very first thing that I want you guys to think about is I want you to think of your content pillars, right? Who is the person that you're serving? You should have that nailed down in some capacity. Who are they? What's their demographic? What are their, what's their day look like when they wake up in the morning? What's their, are they dropping the kid off at school and then they go and, then they go to the gym or whatever? Like, what does their full on day look like? What are their dreams? What are their fears? All of that actual avatar stuff. But you think of who that person is, and then you should have content pillars built around not you, but them. I'm going to let that sit for a second. So there's a lot of things to be said around, there's what we teach and there's what we do, and then what other content sits alongside that, right? And that makes sense. But also what we need to think about is, who are they? It's a different way of thinking about it. Sometimes it's the same pillars, but it's a different way of thinking about it, which allows us to serve them better, which in my opinion is always the name of the game. And so we think about what they're doing in relationship to us and what we offer, right? And so if we offer, and then we're going to get into tactics, okay? But if we offer, what is one person here? What is their offer? And let me hear somebody's offer, and I'll run with it.
I'm so looking forward to hearing this. Who's jumping in?
I don't know if somebody's going to say it in chat.
Nobody wants to disclaim their
Nobody's going to say what their offer is?
Yeah, now we're citing issues. See, this is what we keep talking about.
What do we keep talking about?
We keep talking about the fact that the offer has to be nailed in.
Oh, okay. So maybe not what your offer is. That's where I stumped them. Okay. So let's not talk about your offer. What do you do for people? What's the end result? Now we should get something.
We should. Kukowski, Margaret, somebody, and Rollins. Yes, for the win.
Okay.
Oh.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, so good.
Awesome. I was prepared to give you my offer, but I can do either one. I help women 40 plus who are always tired take back control of their weight and their lives.
Oof. Let me write it down. I got my notebook here. Okay. 40 plus, something about, would you repeat it, please?
Sure. Who are always tired.
Mm-hmm.
I help them to take back control of their weight and their life.
Mm. And by means of, is it hormone stuff?
Weight loss.
But how's the weight loss happen?
The weight loss happens through fitness, nutrition, coaching, and stress management.
Boom. Okay. Oh, well, we are about to, thank you for coming out and talking, because we're about to light it up. How you like that? You're going to get a bunch of content ideas. And so, what was your, go ahead and unmute. Tell me what your offer was too, just in case I want to weave that in.
So that's the offer. I help women 40 plus who are always tired take back control of their weight, lose belly fat, and control their lives in 6 weeks.
6 weeks. I like that you have a time on there. Okay, cool.
That's actually been like my question of the day, is to include the time frame on there or not.
Yes, absolutely do it. It's results don't matter unless there's time attached to it.
Okay.
People will be like, I could lose weight, but will it take 20 years? Like that's, so whenever there's time attached to it, there's a natural sort of like inclination to say, yeah, but when? We essentially have inner 8-year-olds, I think, all of us. And we're like, yeah, but, okay, yeah, but. And so this allows us to not have so many yeah, buts, because we're addressing the elephant in the room in their head. So, okay. Well, I love this. Okay, so women 40 plus that are always tired. So they're taking back control of their weight and their life. And this is about weight loss, which they get through fitness, nutrition, stress management, losing belly fat. Okay, so this is the woman that we're talking to. So what we need to think of are the other things that she is aware of as problems. So you guys have probably heard this a million times: problem awareness, solution awareness, all of this stuff really, really matters in the journey of where your person is and what they can even hear in that space. You know how there's that quote, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And likely the teacher was always there, but they don't see the teacher because the student wasn't ready. That's like a customer journey, right? So your person isn't aware. So whenever we're talking to them about fitness, nutrition, stress management, when we talk to them about that stuff, typically in the beginning stages, they're not really even like focused in and laser focused on the awareness that that's actually their problem. Because if you're saying what you said first was 40 plus women that are always tired, if they're always tired, what they think they need is energy, right? So what they're looking for, like from an SEO standpoint, what they're looking for is how do I have more energy? I want to be able to play with my kids. Right? Like I want to be able to go out in the backyard and play with my kids instead of feel like I need to take a nap. I want to not feel like a zombie all day long, right? And so this is sort of the messaging that if we get this right in that part of the journey, they will be, now, if you've been responsible in your relationship with them, they will be loyal to you and with you for the rest of the journey. Okay, so there's something to be said for the very first person, I don't know how to say this, but the very first person that people find when they're looking for the answer to a problem is the person they will cling to. And then what we need to be is we need to be responsible to be clung to. Does that make sense? We need to be like, people need to be able to trust us. And so now let's start talking about how we're going to, here's where we get into tactics. So there's dancing and tactics is what happens next. But now we're going to get into, okay, so what are the top duckling imprint? I don't know what that means, but that sounds amazing.
Somebody like you see that when you attach immediately, it's a duckling imprints right on whoever they see first. Like answering you when you were like, I don't really know what that is. Sorry.
I love it. It has a name. I need to write that down now. Hang on. Duckling. So I'm learning here too. Imprint. Oh, I love it. Yay. That's cute too. It makes me think of a little duckling, right? And so, now what we're going to do is we're going to think of, okay, what are the content pillars? And then what we're going to do is I'm going to teach you how to be able to create your content for the next year. Okay. So there's going to be that. Now we're not going to create all of it today. And then there's an easy button to it as well, if you want to use that easy button, and that's cool. But, okay. Most people do, of course. So, your pillars are around the woman. So we've got this 40-year-old woman who's always tired, 40 plus woman that's always tired. Everybody else that's watching, think of your person, even though I'm kind of barking at you about a 40 plus year old woman, still think of your person and who they are, right? Demographically, who are they? And then what I want you to also think about is, okay, so this person also has other wants and desires that sort of circle this one. So if she's tired, she probably, so for this 40 plus year old woman, does she have kids? Are we aware of that? Yes. So how old are her kids?
Her kids range in age from 8 to 13.
8 to 13, right? School age kids, right? So and they're 13, so they're not driving yet. So she's also driving all the time. She is the taxi, right? And so what happens to moms that are taxis? They end up at McDonald's all the time. And so some good content would be around how to eat healthy even when you're in the car freaking 3 hours a day. Does that make sense? So now that's a content pillar there. Just healthy eating on the go can be a content pillar. Now, another content pillar around her can be, obviously it can be the tired. So make that a content pillar. That's an obvious one. The weight loss one for her, obvious content pillar right there. I'm kind of going into not so obvious ones here. I love for you guys to have 12. And the reason why is because math. It's not really any other sort of like strategical, like mystical thing. It's just math. And I want you to have 12 pillars, because when you have 12 pillars, I could show you how to get 30 topics for each 12 pillars. And then you have content for a year and you shuffle, right? And so, so just so you understand going into this, what we're about to do. So those are just a few content pillars. Some other things that may be going on in her life if she is tired, like does she have any hobbies or anything? Your woman?
She likes hiking, walking, watching her kids on the side of the soccer field, and kind of working out, but that's sort of a chore as opposed to something she enjoys.
Yes, exactly. So, if she enjoys hiking, if that's one of her things, somebody say while drinking. Let me go to that chat. Wine drinking.
Thinking is accurate. Yes.
if that's a thing, then say like, here's the best trails to take your bottle of wine on, right? Take a bottle of wine on this awesome hike. It's not like a super bouldery hike or anything. You'll just enjoy yourself. Patricia said, I know your woman. I think Patricia is your woman, but I'm just saying. Patricia feels very, it's like she feels very seen and heard right now. So, but that's what we need to think of, is things like that, because now you're no longer just a dry resource. Now, of course, we want to be a trusted, reliable resource for people, right? So when we look at Donald Miller and StoryBrand, really love that. It's like you are the guide and that sort of thing. But we don't want to be so dry that that's all we're about. Right? We want for them to also like really enjoy being around us and being sort of in our spheres, so to speak, because they feel seen and heard, and because they get all of these other extra things from us that are aside from what we actually do in helping them out. Does that make sense to everybody? Are there any questions so far? Because that's the most ambiguous part of what I'm going to do. The rest of it's going to get very granular.
Any questions, guys?
And let me know if I'm going too fast. I could try to slow down, but I don't know. I've had a lot of coffee.
You want us to be in the tub with the door locked, drinking wine and watching a rom-com. I'm with you, Margaret. That sounds like a nice Friday night. All right, so
there you
no
go.
questions, guys. Okay. Oh, Kurkowski, hand up, please go right ahead.
Oh, we got a hand up.
And by the way, before you go, Michael, I put it in the chat way up top. There's a nasty windstorm here, and my bandwidth is awful, so my videos will be off most of it today, and I'm sorry for that. But Michael, go ahead.
Yeah, no, just when you mentioned just the contact pillars and having 12, so just to define specifically the pillars on that, that's all the different problems that are popping up in your avatar's head throughout the day.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Absolutely. Yeah, because what we want on our website or on our blog, really, so to speak, what we want, not so to speak, actually, what we want is we want to be able to serve them in many different ways, and all the ways that they specifically need to be served. And I know that some people are like, oh my goodness, well, if I talk about this, then these people will go away. If I talk about this, these people won't care. Your people are, and you know, we got to get into the mindset, our people are who we're here for, period, point blank, done. There's the other people will come. They will come. It's not like, because everybody thinks that everybody needs what they have, right? And they're like, the whole world needs what I have. And I believe that too. I believe that that's true for you. But the thing is the whole world will have no idea that you even have it. They will not even know, because if you sound like everybody else, you become static. And I'm definitely not the first person to have ever said that. And I probably sound staticky even saying that, because it's so general. But what we need to do is it's like we're creating this little safe space for people, this little safe space on the internet for them to be able to poke around and hit up different posts, and on our social media to be able to poke around and feel in community, to feel like they're part of something, to feel like they're normal. All anybody is ever looking for, truly, all anybody is ever looking for is a community of people like them that make them feel okay in what they're doing, but also drive them to be the version of themselves that they desire to be.
Preach.
That's
Preach.
what, right? That's all anybody really is looking for. And so we've got a bunch of marketers out here just trying to like sling different messages and that sort of thing. But let's just stop and let's serve people, and let's give them community and give them a place where they can say, oh, she's talking about taking a bottle of wine on the trail. I love that. And then they're going to look at it, and those are probably very shareable blogs that you'll do. And then people end up on your site. They love you because you're just like them, and they're seeing all of these things. And then they see you also have a program. And because they trust you already, and because they appreciate you, and because you've already been injecting goodwill into their lives, they're going to want to work with you in your program. So now let's talk about how we're going to get the ideas for these 30 pieces of content that live beneath these 12 pillars that we have. And so this is super easy. I love even saying that, because in marketing, you can't typically say this is easy and then have it actually be easy without spending $297 a month on something. So this is literally easy and free. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to Google. Weird, right? You're going to go to Google, and then what you're going to do is you're going to type in one of your pillars. Okay, so which one of the pillars? I'm so sorry. What is your name? Who am I talking to with your? I see iPhone, and I really hate that I didn't catch your name.
Oh, sorry, I didn't change it either. Anne.
Anne. Okay. Well, so nice to see you, Anne. And so, which pillar do you want to work on right now?
I love taking some wine on a trail. I think wine drinking skills are fantastic. So I think that'll.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, and this is going to be crazy because I haven't ever looked this one up, obviously, like this isn't something I type in often. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to type in wine drinking trails. I feel like I'm going to get, no, it looks like it's going to come up with something. Oh, this is amazing. This is amazing. I love this. Okay, so wine. First of all, the first thing that shows up is the 8 best booze trails in North America. I mean, I feel like we're winning already. So there is a niche in this space. So what we're going to do, the trick here is that we're going to scroll down to the part where it says people also search for. This is where Google literally tells you what your people are looking for. And are your people local to you, or do you do global?
We're transitioned from a brick and mortar. So like 80% of our people are very local to us.
Do you appreciate your local market?
We do.
Okay. It sounded like a weird question, but okay.
Yeah, no, we host kind of like when we can, we'll do like walks and things like that for them. And, we
love it.
Community together a little bit.
Well, what area are you in then?
We're in the Northeast outside Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay. So I'm going to say around Boston. BG. My mom went to Harvard, by the way, represent.
There you go, BG. She went to Harvard.
She went to the Yad. Oh, Harvard Yad's nice.
She got a journalism degree. Wine drinking trails around Boston. I'm just going to put, okay, so just so you know what I'm putting in, wine drinking trails around Boston. And then I'm going to hit search. And then I'm going to scroll down to what I told you about. People also search for. And so here are what things, this is the interesting part. Oh, it's so good. Okay, so I love this. The first thing that comes up, you might be like, Martha, this isn't working. You make it work, okay? So the first thing that shows up is wineries near Boston. You might be like, that's not a trail, Martha. Listen, if you put a blog post called Wineries Near Boston, literally name it that, you're gonna name your blog post exactly what it says here. Whenever you do that, what you're going to do is you're going to pull all of this SEO in, but then in that article, you're also going to say, here are some walking trails near that. When you grab your bottle of wine, here are some walking trails near that. This is how people that want wine in Boston realize that there are trails they can take their wine on. What are you going to do once you get the wine, right? Like, what are you going to do with it? And so, I mean, besides drink it, like, what are you going to do while you're drinking it, right? And so that is an amazing thing. And then eventually, obviously, they're going to find you from all of that, right? And then we have best vineyards near Boston, Neshoba Valley Winery. You could just do a review on them. You know how good reviews do? And then just say, hey, if you're nearby, then if that's what you're grabbing, if you're grabbing your wine at Neshoba, then and I don't know if I'm saying that right, but if you're grabbing your wine there, then what you're going to do is there's a trail 2 miles from there that you can walk down and you can have a picnic there. So like maybe they can grab a plate of cheese or whatever too. Do you see how this is like really exciting for people in your area? And like the SEO will just blow up. And not to mention you in specific, this is social media, like this sets social media accounts ablaze because that is shareable content. So if you make like if you take an image of where it is and then you say, you know, like you say something about the information that's in it and then just have links out to the blog post or whatever, it gets shared like crazy. So now that's just the people also search for. Now here's the straight up gold. So that's not even the best thing. Are we ready for the best thing now? Here's it. People also ask. So if you keep scrolling down, you're going to get to something that says people also ask. So does Massachusetts have vineyards? Literally what people are typing into their computers. And you're going to see these and you're going to be like, no duh, right? But here's the deal is people are typing that in, and the more that Google sees you as the resource that, and here's the equation, that people end up on your website and then they stay to read the thing, the more that happens, the more Google's like, oh, these people are good. Because at the end of the day, let's understand Google. Google's prime purpose is ads. The only way that they can sell ads is if they have people on their platform. The only way people are going to be on their platform and continuously using Google is if they get the correct type of search results and not clickbait. So who even uses Yahoo anymore?
Good point.
You know what I'm saying? And it's because they had the worst clickbaity weirdness that would pop up. Their algorithm was trash. So what Google does is they're so good with their algorithm. Really, you can understand their algorithm with a simple sentence. And it's, is it true and is it helpful? And so when you go to people also ask, you might be like, Martha, there are only 4 things there. How am I supposed to get 30 things out of that? Well, let me show you. So what you would do is you would click on, and just a heads up, when you go to people also ask, there are some of them that you will come across that you'll be like, I don't want to talk about that. That doesn't really make sense. Don't do it just because I said to do it. If it doesn't really make sense with what you do, then like, don't do that one. But for the ones that you are doing, what you'll do is you see there's a little down arrow to the right. You'll go ahead and tap on that or click on it if you're on a desktop. And then what happens to the total number of people also asks? It usually adds between 2 and 3 more. And so it will keep adding more. There's no way for you to run out of content here. Okay. And so you add 30 things. This is literally what Google is asking you for. And so let me break this down into, where am I at on time? Oof, I'm gonna do this. So this is the blog part of it. There are rules with this. Your blog needs to be over 300 words or it will not be cataloged by Google. They won't know that it's there. It needs to be over 300 words. If it's over 500 words, it really should end up being 2 blogs, okay? There's a lot of people that say long form content, best SEO, blah, blah, blah. I don't care about having long content if people aren't reading it. Because there's the whole Reddit thing, right? TLDR, like too long didn't read. That happens with everybody. We have like attention spans of, I mean, we just don't even have attention spans. Let's just call it, right? Like 2 seconds, whatever. We do a skim through first to see if we can even read it. Tell me I'm wrong. We do a skim first, and then we're like, okay, can I commit? And then we're like, okay, not that long, I can probably commit. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and actually start reading this thing. You know what makes it even more readable is when they actually do that skip a line stuff. Because people are like, oh, you shouldn't skip a line. It's not grammatically correct. Listen, this ain't a book. It's the blog. It's the internet. And so if it's your brain looks at it as very easy to read, bigger letters, right? Have your font be 14, maybe 15. And then your font size. And then you can skip lines. And then also if you have listicles, right? So if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, because then you're visually breaking it up. So that's how you can get things very, very easy. And just so you know, a blog post for me that's 300 words long maybe takes 5 minutes. It doesn't really take that long, but there's a tool that I use now that actually makes it seconds, which is crazy. But we'll go over that later if you guys want. But so we are on, okay, so one of the people also asks, is where is the Niagara Wine Trail? So you click on that, you talk about where it is, and then you have 300 to 500 words. And then what I would do if I were you is I would do a YouTube video about it as well. This is where people are usually like, oh, okay, now you're asking me to do a little too much. This is crazy. And my question to you, no shade, but my question to you is, are you committed to doing what you're doing? Because if you really want this organic search, if you really want people to be showing up at your stuff just willy-nilly, like finding you out of nowhere, if you want the messages saying, I'm not sure where you came from, but I love you and I've been following you for 6 months now and I want to jump in everything you have. If you want those sorts of messages, we need to be able to commit to content. Yeah. And that doesn't need to be a long time. You don't have to spend a long time on it, but what you can do is you can just answer this question, say what you say. You could freaking read the blog post if you want to, but just answer this question on a video that is 8 minutes or less. 8 minutes or less. How many minutes was that? Somebody tell me. Somebody tell me. I'm doing it. I'm not moving forward.
Less than 8 minutes.
Yes. Love you guys. Thank you. Okay, so 8 minutes, that comes from the very top of YouTube. That is average watch time is 8 minutes. And one of the goals with YouTube and being able to really, like, we've got a decent YouTube channel. One of the goals with being able to build that up is watch time. And it's not, watch time sounds weird because it's not actually the total amount of time that somebody watched. It's the percentage of the video that they watched. And so if people are typically watching videos around 8 minutes, then what we need to do is we need to make a video that's 5 to 8 minutes, and then we need them to watch most of it. Bonus points if you can get them to save it. Okay, that hits the algorithm in a very sincere way. And you can call to action that. You don't have to, in the video, you could say, hey, save this for later. Save this for when your in-laws come to town, right? So if it's a trail near Boston, save this for when your in-laws come to town so you can come back to it. Like, people will do what you ask them to do if it makes sense for them in their life. Don't just say, save this video, because they'll be like, but why? Their inner 8-year-old comes out, right? They're like, no, like, why would I do that? And then you say why, because you're gonna look amazing whenever your in-laws come to town. So everybody good so far? I know I'm talking really fast. I'm just doing another check-in here.
This is amazing. I think everybody's doing great.
Okay, cool. All right, so we do the video, we do the YouTube video. What I would do on your blog, most people run WordPress websites, which I think is absolutely baller. I think that everybody should be running a WordPress website. It's fantastic for your SEO, and that's simply just because, and I'm not part of WordPress at all, but it's because of the way that the files are stored, the way that the directories are actually stored. Google loves how clean it is for them to be able to search the different files, and it just crushes SEO. So, and that's WordPress.org, not WordPress.com. They're actually two completely different things. WordPress.org is what you're looking for if you're not doing that. But on your blog post itself, I want you to embed the YouTube video. Wix no bueno. Wix is a straitjacket. And the way that I can say that is any sort of WYSIWYG website builder, and WYSIWYG means what you see is what you get. They make it very easy to use, and that's awesome. It's good to have right away so you can get something up and running. But when you're getting really serious about content, what I would do is I would start building out a WordPress one. And there's there's themes for WordPress that make it just like Wix. It makes it really easy these days. It used to be really difficult. It's not anymore. But Wix, what they do is their files, their core files are organized in a way that's locked. And whenever those files are locked like that, Google can't get into them, which means Google doesn't know what's in them, which means Google doesn't trust them. If we just want to understand file structure and why it matters to Google. So there's that. Because they don't want black hat SEO stuff going on. Is WordPress.com worth changing? Absolutely, 100%. WordPress.com, they get all the SEO and you don't. Just so you know. It's the way that they're built. And it's, I want you getting the SEO for that and your domain getting the SEO for it. On the back end, WordPress.com gets all the SEO, like link juice, all of that. You should be getting that instead. Okay, I am just going really geeky. I did not mean to do all of this, but I've had a good amount of coffee today. So we're gonna embed the YouTube video at the top. And it's literally, you could do it on any platform. You say add video, and then you choose embed, and then you embed the video from your YouTube on top. And why do I say embed instead of link out? The reason why is because we want them to stay where they are, okay? We don't want them going over to YouTube, because what happens when they go over to YouTube and they watch your video? Something else happens. Something else that is also in your category is now in front of them, and you're like, wait. So what we can do instead is we can still get that watch time, but they will be on your website. So they can push play when it's embedded. They can push play on your blog page, and it's giving watch time for YouTube, but they're still in your world and they're in your living room, so to speak, your virtual living room. And so that's very, very important. Also, we have two different types of consumers of information, and one is video and one is reading. There's also audio, but that can happen with video. So what we really want to do is we want to be able to satisfy either one of those people. Okay, if they end up on your blog post, there would be some people that see a bunch of words and they're like, words, no. And then there will be some people that would be like, words, amazing. And then there will be other people that will be like, okay, there's a video here, awesome. I'll just play that while I'm, making dinner or whatever. Okay, Now, how do we add in an income stream? So we're injecting goodwill, and we get that, right? We all get we're injecting goodwill here. Okay. And we're becoming an authority because we're not only talking about what we do, we're talking about other things so they know that we're really their person. We all get that, right? Okay, awesome. So now the last thing is, how do we actually make a different income stream alongside those? Like, it's like but wait, there's more. Like, I feel like that's where we're at right now, is we're at the late night TV commercial of, oh my gosh, did you know this is gonna happen? So we in my family, we make multiple 6 figures a month just in affiliate marketing alone. That's without selling any of our programs, anything else, no investments, whatever, it's just affiliate marketing. So are you guys familiar with affiliate marketing? Yeah,
I
no?
think so, yeah.
Okay, I talked about it before, I think. But so affiliate marketing is really just, there's stuff that you use from you. Yeah, I was like, I thought I talked about it before. So affiliate marketing is basically like, there's stuff that you use that you share with people. And whenever you share that with people, when you share your link, you sign up as an affiliate and you share your link, whenever people click on that link, and they buy what you're talking about, then you just get a kickback. So this is like the old dudes back in the day used to call this mailbox money. So this is like mailbox money, right? And so really the way that you weave this in here, there's a couple different things that you can do. So there's referral and there's affiliate, right? And so, and for you specifically, you could go to the different wineries and you could say, hey, I'm going to be referring traffic for you. I'm going to be referring traffic to you and blah, blah, blah. Do you have any sort of referral program? If you know that my people are coming from me, do you have special links that are helpful? Do you sell, like if they sell online, they probably have an affiliate thing. If they don't, here's the thing, they probably have been asked about it before, and it's probably just back burner for them because they don't see the value or don't understand that. A lot of like mom and pop businesses, they have been asked about it, but it kind of scares them because they don't understand it. And so they're like, yeah, someday, and not really, they're not ever going to, unless they have somebody that is seriously going to be sending some traffic, in which case they will ante up and figure it out, So what you would do is you would ask if they have a referral program. And then on your blog or in the video, you would say, hey, so whenever you show up, what you're going to do is you're going to say that I sent you and you're going to get a free gift. Or you're going to say, I sent you and they're going to give you an extra 10% off just because you came from here, right? Or they're like, work out a deal with them. So it's not just say, let them know I sent you. Crickets. Like, don't let it be that, because then it's like, what do you get out of it? So like, that's not what we want. We want to say like, okay, let them know that I sent you because then you're going to get, I like free gifts, but not everybody likes to give away free gifts, but I like free gifts. I think everybody does. You could give me a free like sticker and I'm happy. But anyway, that's the coffee. That one was the coffee talking. So sorry. I just have to be honest here. So yeah, that's how you work out referral stuff. Now, whenever you're putting it in the blog or in the video, it's an oh, by the way. What we don't do in these things is we don't make it all about that thing. We don't it's not a crescendo up until then you get a free gift. It's here's all the amazing stuff, da 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 da. And then it's an oh, by the way, whenever you go, tell them I sent you and you're going to get this. Because that is not a sell. I need you guys to understand that. We have to not give the weird vibe of sell in this. And so that would be a referral one. The same, it really works the same whenever it comes to affiliate stuff. So you could be talking about, the wine on the trail thing and say like, don't they have those camelbacks? You could put could you put a wine bottle in a Camelback? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could be doing some really fun stuff and be like, here's the Camelback that I use. Here's the wine that I grabbed. And then just use affiliate links, even if it's Amazon affiliate, whatever. But you just be like, here's the cheapest place I grabbed it. And that's usually Amazon anyway. So here's the least expensive one I could find. Give them the Camelback link. And the fun thing about Amazon is that, and where am I at on time? Now I'm just talking. Okay. The fun thing about Amazon is that Amazon has, I think it's 24-hour cookie right now. And what that means is that whenever they click on your thing, anything that they buy within the next 24 hours gets attributed to you, given that they didn't clear their cache or something like that, or clear their browsing history is the other way to say that. So given that they didn't do that, and you know how Amazon be following up, right? So if they were on Amazon looking at mac and cheese, they're going to get an email saying, well, you forgot this and you forgot this, and you know, Aunt Daisy needs this. And so like Amazon will handle all of that for you, but you get the traffic over there and you can start making money from Amazon easy peasy. And that's just adding an income stream to what you're already making, but you're showing up in service, you're adding value, you're like, your SEO is going to be off the charts. Like, you can't lose. There's not a way to lose here. And so now I'm just going to open up to questions because I understand there's only like 4 minutes left.
This was amazing. Let me before I say anything, ask if there are any questions. Anybody want to open up and dialogue or gain some clarity on anything specific? Yeah, Kel, please.
Yes. Thank you, Martha. This is amazing. Once again, of course, thank you.
Yeah.
My primary business I'm building is coaching Christian men, entrepreneurs. I'm so used to working with fitness because that's been 25 plus years. So the only thing I typically am used to is affiliate marketing with supplements, which is great, but that's not like the key thing. Just wondering like what other stuff other than like an Amazon book or something like that that would make sense for men.
Okay, what I love, well, first of all, you think of what you use, and then go on to Google and say, put the name of the product and affiliate program and see if they have an affiliate program for those. My favorite things, which is why we have such a big chunk every month on our stuff, is that we use softwares. So there's a lot of softwares. And so there are things that you use and what you even help people with that they can also, you know, they'll utilize that software. And typically softwares run at 20 to 40% of what the software costs is typically take home for an affiliate. So, I mean, if there's a software that costs $97 and you get 40% of it, that's $40 a month, and that adds up. And so what I would do is I would look at softwares and for you in specific and what you do, maybe there's some like daily accountability softwares. Maybe there are, I know that there's a lot of apps for daily, my husband we just saw the owner of Glorify. There's a new app called Glorify, which is kind of like Calm, but for Christians. And so and they have a referral program. And so it's look for the things that you literally use and then try to find something, you know, that works for them. And speaking of the thing that, it's a software, by the way, the thing that I was talking about that takes it down to like 0 seconds on writing out your blogs and that sort of thing. Has anybody used Jasper?
I've been getting all the advertisement for it on Instagram, but I don't know what it is.
Well, use my link when you use it. So it is, if you go to marthaekrecji.com, let me put it in the thing, marthaekrecji.com/copy. Then you get it for, oh my gosh, what is the deal? There's a deal, stink, what is it? It's something, you get 10,000 words for free because you're getting words spit out at you, right? So you get 10,000 words or 5 days for free, whichever comes first. But that I have a free training that I did on it. Are you okay with me putting this training in here?
Yes, please.
Cool. So it's, I think it's.
I am subscribed to your YouTube channel, just saying.
Ooh, shoot. Yeah, you probably see it all the time then. I think that's it. Let me click on that link and make sure it goes to what it's supposed to go to. Yep. Okay. So that's going to go to something that is kind of a more succinct version of what I just taught you guys today. And I walk you through more and even how to use Jasper, because I don't spend time on any of that stuff anymore. Like, it literally writes it for you and it's bonkers how good it is. Okay, I'm done talking about Jasper now.
Thank you. That's great.
That was awesome. Margaret, I see your hand up there. You have the last word to Margaret.
Oh my gosh, the pressure always. Okay, no, you talked about blogging and stuff, but a lot of us post on Facebook. So we would actually have to take that same content. I mean, put it on Facebook, great. I'm asking the question. Put it on Facebook, but also put it on a website and a blog, because that's where all this magic starts to happen. Did I get that right?
So the difference between, yes, you've got it. The difference between Facebook and the website is that the website is the long game. The website is the growth engine. The Facebook is it gets buried, right? And I'm heavy on Facebook, but Facebook, the function of Facebook is top of mind. Here I am, I'm here to help you, and like, look through my stuff and that sort of thing. That's the function of Facebook. But whenever they want to get, like, whenever you want to go research something and dig deeper, you want to go like read about it. And so that's the difference here. And the SEO happens on the website. And it's basically like we use Facebook as a jump off point. So we bring all the boys to the yard, so to speak. And then we're like, and then here is where you go to get all of the juice, all of the details. Here's the stuff that's going to hook. Here's the stuff that's going to get your attention. Now go to my house where now it's just me.
I love that comment. It's something we'll talk more about in time and partners, establishing your own house. Justin Devonshire, who Martha is one of my business partners in this company of ours, he always says, get people connected to you on Facebook and then get that connection off of social media as quickly as you can.
Yes.
Just put them in
Amen
your
to
house
that.
and have a relationship with them on your terms, on your platform. So I couldn't agree more. And we'll talk more about that, guys, over the lifetime of partners. Okay, here's what I'd love to say. People use the word masterclass all the time. And with no disrespect or cynicism intended, I've attended some masterclasses that weren't terribly masterful. This was absolutely masterful. There is no shortage of gems. I mean, it was such a blessing that I had to have my video off because I could focus on taking notes, and I took 2 pages of them. This replay should go into your archives as a must watch every month at least for the next year, because every time you watch it, you're going to find something new that Martha said that you can act on. That was my favorite part of today. It wasn't theoretical nonsense. It was, here's the theory, but here's how you do it. So take the practical content from today and make it work for you. If nothing else, the way you create content. That was masterful all by itself. I can't thank you enough, Martha. You're amazing. I have to tell you, I'm gonna text you next week. I have a couple of things to talk about with you regarding Ellie. So please watch out for that. And thank you so sincerely for today.
Oh my gosh, thank you. This has been a blast. You guys are the best.
What a great community. Thank you guys all. Martha, you're the best. See you guys tomorrow. And Martha, I'll be in touch very, very soon.
Sounds good. Bye,
Thanks,
you guys.
Take care, everyone.